That's the point. I think that I would like to apologize to Brian, for this, because clearly you did a good job with him. Just because I grew up maybe in a more wealthy and comfortable environment, it did me no service. It did me, zero service. Basically makes you, hyper dependent. And, perhaps, someone like my mom who would maybe never want to admit if Eric had an affair or if, Eric sold his sperm, to, to ever admit something like that. She'd never want to admit that she was a bad mom. She'd never want to admit that she enabled me and spoiled me and, didn't teach me, certain life skills. And, that's a really bad disservice to have to go through in your mid-20s, which there are people who have it happen in their mid-20s. Why do a lot of people in their mid-20s end up in rehab? Because they, grew up in a situation that wasn't the greatest. It doesn't matter how much money they grew up in. There are people from Wayzata and Orono. There are people who have prestigious names like the Daytons and other people who have kids that grow up enabled who are punks, and they end up in rehab. They go to Hazelton, Betty Ford, because they grew up enabled, and when they hit the real world, they don't know how to operate in the real world. So they end up crashing and burning. It happens more frequently than you know. So because of Brian and Kate doing that, you're not in that position. You might be working in a job that's comfortable and good for you right now, but you have a lot more opportunities because of what they've done for you and helped you do for yourself. Or someone like me is very likely has the same intelligence as you, but not the same ability, not the same level of competency and stick-to-itiveness as you. So I have to find that myself or work on that.